Hey, what's up everybody? It's Taj Rockitt. That's right, I'm here in my kitchen here in Pacific Beach, San Diego, and I'm here for another Becoming an Ironman Pro episode. And today I'm trying to switch gears on you, and I'm trying to talk to you about my coffee prep involving my Keurig coffee machine. Now, reason why I got so much ground coffee here, I know I got a plethora, is I grounded 12 pounds of coffee to be ahead of the game for my coffee prep involving just my daily coffee consumption. Now, what I like to do is I use this Keurig machine. Now, we used to use pods. Me and Laura, we used to use pods. We got a whole bunch of pods for free. We had bags of them in the cupboard. And once we ran out of them, we looked at the price per unit and we started realizing that we might actually be losing money, that we could be getting money back. Now, a blessing in disguise, we already had 12 bags of coffee, 12 pounds of coffee from Starbucks. Laura used to barista at Starbucks. I used to barista at Starbucks for a few months, and we had all these backlog of bags that we needed to use, right? So what better way to use them than to grind them and put them in the Keurig machine? But wait, do you have a grinder? Yes, I do. That's right. I have this beautiful Hamilton Beach pretty much baby grinder that took me 2 hours. 2 hours. That's right. I know I sound crazy. 2 hours to grind 12 pounds of coffee, but your boy got it done. Now, this thing I've had since college, and it's done more than just bring me coffee and knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It's been holding its value. Hamilton Beach, I gotta tell you, you got a solid product. Now, in regards to this, I literally individually put the beans in there, ground it up, and then would pour it in the Tupperware containers. As you can see, I got 2 stacks of Tupperware, some glass Tupperware, and then I have 2 plastic bags here. Now, in regards to this coffee, I didn't know outside of the pods how to get regular coffee or your home ground coffee into the Keurig machine. Now, I did some research and I found this little mechanism, and I highly encourage everyone invest in this. It's $5 from Target. Now, it's a piece that you literally have a filter, you have the holder, and then you have the lid. All you need to do is put coffee in here. I'm about to show you how to do it completely in a second. You just put coffee in the filter, place the filter in the holder, cap it, and then you set it in like a regular Keurig pod. Not only is your coffee gonna be stronger, your coffee's gonna taste better, and honestly, you're gonna save money along the way. Now, you don't have to grind your own coffee with a baby grinder like me. I gave myself a reason to just zone out. It was kind of meditative for me. I was listening to podcasts for 2 hours. I was listening to the Model Health Show and the Ask Gary V show. So I was getting some intellectual stimulation while I was getting some financial compensation with that grind time, prime time. You know what I mean? Just tapping into my old barista ways. But basically, with this Keurig piece, and it's a Keurig branded coffee filter, a single serve unit, basically how you want to do it. By the way, these are my 12 pounds of coffee, and then I also have this other pound of coffee that I use. So what we do is we store it on the shelf here, and all this is going to go in the cupboard, and every time this empties out, I'm just going to replace it or just refill it up with one of these. But what I do, usually I'll wake up, I'll grab this bad boy, right? Yeah, for sure. It's already got a spoon in it, right? So I'm already ready. I'm here to help set you up for success for your coffee prep. It's just like meal prep, but do it with your coffee. Now, this is going to keep you from going out and buying that $4, $5, $6 drink at Starbucks, and instead, just planning ahead, and being successful with your coffee consumption. Now, what I like to do, I will take the scoop here, as everybody can see here. I'll just put in 2 scoops. Now, there's 2 lines on this filter that are active. Let's do 2.5. 2.5. I spilled a little. It's natural. That's why I do it over the Tupperware. But there's 2 lines. I'm not sure if you're able to see it, but the very top line here is for travel mug. So what I like to do is I kind of go between the bottom one, which is house cup, and then I go up between that and travel mug. Now, I like to hit that 8 ounce. I feel like it's the perfect amount of water from the Keurig in for this. So after you fill this bad boy up, you just place it into there. Now, you need to make sure that you line this front piece up with the part that wants you to twist and lock it in. So you lock it in, and then all you got to do is you open up your Keurig machine, you set it in, you close it. I already have mine preset to 8 ounces, and then all I got to do is hit brew. Boom. All I got right there, a fresh ground cup of Starbucks at the house. For cheap. And not only that, it's helping regulate your consumption, because now what I know is I know how much coffee is going into each cup, and I'm also using this single unit pour to keep myself from drinking excess cups of coffee when I don't really need it and I may not be getting anything out of it. So it's something to think about. So if you're somebody that's worried about the financial constraints of just individual Keurig pods and maybe they're not strong enough for you, or you just feel like you're wasting money and you're throwing away plastic and you're just thinking of all these things, I'm telling you, $5 from Target, you will get the piece that you just put your own coffee in and then you hit brew and it's all good and you're doing you. You know what I'm saying? So things to think about. But let's talk about my coffee marathon. As I grab my freshly brewed cup of coffee. Look at that, it took less than 2 minutes. And I even got my triathlon cup here just to remind myself my long-term goals and dreams of becoming an Ironman pro. I'm looking at it every single day, baby. But basically the reason why I like to prep my coffee, a lot of people will combat me on this and they'll say, why would you ground 12 pounds of coffee up front? Why would you do that, Taj? It's gonna lose flavor. It's gonna lose its distinct notes and all that. You know what? At the end of the day, I'm gonna keep it real with you. When I drink coffee, it's really for just getting me up. It's part of my daily ritual. I love the way it tastes, but I do put creamer in it. It's lactose free. One of my favorite creamers that I actually prefer to use is gonna be Trader Joe's coffee creamer, and it's vanilla flavored. I also, if Trader Joe's isn't available, this vanilla wasn't out, and I don't really like hazelnut, Lucerne comes out with a lactose free, and there's only a handful of ingredients on here. So always checking out the ingredients list, making sure there is less. But I do use coffee creamer in my coffee, and I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in as I'm chatting. But the big thing about meal prepping and just coffee prepping in general is being ahead of the game. I know now that I drink about 4 8-ounce cups of coffee a day, and that's maximum, right? So now I'm just learning that if I'm drinking more than that, then I need to take some self-evaluation and just think about, why am I drinking more coffee? What is it in my life? Am I having a crazy coping schedule at work? Is my training excessive? Am I not getting enough sleep? Do I need a nap? Because coffee doesn't fix the issue, especially when it comes to being exhausted, right? It's just there to kind of give you a little boost, but you know, your eating habits are gonna be huge in regards to your energy output. But you gotta understand that these are just tools. But the reason why I prep it ahead of time is I put in my 2 hours today, right? I put in my long shift, and from now on, I don't have to worry about this, right? I have, I don't know how many weeks of coffee already ground up and just chilling in the cupboard for me, and it makes it easy. So when I wake up in the morning, I brew my cup of coffee that I drink, and then I brew my coffee for the day, and I usually drink 2 8-ounce cups in the morning before I leave the house, and then I put 2 8 ounces in my to-go cup. And I highly encourage that everybody, if you drink coffee on the go, you have a to-go cup. This is from Starbucks. It is a non-spill, so you can flip it upside down, you can throw it across the room. It has yet to leak. Got a couple dents on here. That's how you know it's mine. Now, I highly encourage that you get yourself a to-go cup. It's going to change the game for you, and it will keep you accountable. So if you're out of coffee, tell yourself you're done for the day. You don't have any more coffee to drink. Don't go and buy another cup of coffee. It's a great way to regulate your consumption, and it's also great for helping you with financial constraints, straight up. So I ground all this coffee, I'm gonna store it, and then I'm gonna pour it. Well, basically, the Keurig machine has completely changed it. And by the way, when you're done with the filter, all you gotta do is lift off the cap. It'll take off the filter, it will stay attached, then you pop it off, boom. And then all you gotta do is dump those grounds out, which I'll do once I'm done with this video, and you just dump them out, and you're good to go. That's it. And that's as simple as it is with coffee. But my biggest thing is prep your coffee like you do your food, especially if you're tracking your calories, and being smart with your creamer. If you're gonna, like, I kind of free pour, about a tablespoon or so into my coffee. But if you know you're gonna drink more than that, or you really need to make sure you're constricting your calories, track that. 100% track that. And also just make sure you're not using coffee to replace things like sleep, to replace things like healthy eating, to replace things like just basically rest in general, and just being smart and not operating off fumes at all times. That's a big thing. So coffee to me is gonna be the rest of my life thing. As you can see, I'm highly prepared, and I'm using that new Keurig piece that I have found highly, highly helpful, and it helps me save money. It keeps me pre-planned so I'm not over pouring or over drinking my caffeine for the day. Not only that, this grinder, I may never use this grinder again, because from now on, we're gonna go to Costco, we're gonna buy a big bag of coffee, we're gonna grind it at Costco, and then we're gonna store it here. So we may not even have to worry about grinding it, but I always keep a grinder in the cupboard, because you never know. You just never know. But this is something that I wanted to share with you, my coffee grind marathon. I'm always on my grind, and I literally was on it today. But basically, in regards to just my coffee prep, my Keurig coffee prep, I just wanted to show you that it's really not as difficult as it may seem to be prepared with coffee, and that will save you so much money down the line buying these expensive drinks at Starbucks. And I'm not saying that it's not okay to go out and buy Starbucks once in a while, but at the end of the day, You know, these dollars add up, these cents add up, and those things it could be a small investment. It could be putting money in a retirement fund. It could be savings. It could be going on that trip with your loved one. These small dollars, they add up to long-term expenses that can be in your benefit. So then it's more enjoyable in life in general. So prep your coffee like you would your food. It'll put you in a good mood, and you'll be having more money in your pockets so you can go out here and get more profit. All right, so it's Taj Rockitt once again. I'm just here just showing you just how I like to prep my coffee for the day, for the week. Just every time that I do anything at all times, it keeps me ready to go. It keeps me fueled. I just use a little tiny bit of creamer, and that's it. Keep it super straightforward. I used to drink my coffee black, but I found out, you know, life's too short to just drink a coffee black all the time. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, comment, share, just like anything like that. Let me know if you have any questions. I would love to keep filling you in on just things that I do with my lifestyle. I would love to know more about your coffee habits, your drinking habits, your storage, your prep habits. And let's keep this thing going, keep this thing rolling. I see you next time at a different video, and I might be in a different place. You know what I'm saying, baby?